Oh, Doug. Doug.
Hey, George. All right. We're back.
You had your little slight production delay, buddy. Is that what it was?
A little bit. I don't know. I just popped up when I pop up. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you look
I'm
good.
just the producer. I don't know anything about how anything works. I'm just the producer.
you look you look good tonight, buddy. You look good.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, I tried to wear a very dark sweatshirt. Just to try to contrast it. Either white, black, or I don't know.
Oh, you're trying to be thinning? Is that what you're doing?
I guess that's what I'm trying to. Well, I actually got a sweatshirt on because for some unknown reason, it dropped from 70 degrees to 42 and it's freezing outside. So
that'll do it, buddy. A 30-degree drop, I'm telling you.
The only good thing is going to keep the grass from growing for a little bit longer. That would be nice.
That's like when it snowed here. We got 1.5 feet of snow, and the next day we were in shorts in New Orleans waiting for it to melt. It was 80.
God. But I did notice that during our warm spell for several days that now all the weeds are coming up in the yard because I didn't throw out any pre-emergent. So.
No, we got another month. I don't even want to mess with the yard. Oh my God.
I don't want to either. I do not look forward to that at all. But if I don't put that pre-emergent out, I end up with those sticky thorn things in the grass. Oh, I hate those. Because by the time you walk into them, you got to walk back out of them and you realize you got the crap, like those little kookaburra things stuck all on your feet. And you just got to walk back out. Oh, I hate that.
Well, at least you're not having problems like, what was that Babylon Bee headline today? Ilhan Omar was accused of appropriating Alabama culture, marrying a relative.
Yes.
That's my producer Doug, my Alabama people, baby, on the Gulf of America.
I don't know if anybody that's ever done that. I'm sure it was probably a thing back then, but that's like, so it's okay to be incestuous. Like if you're a legislator, how does that seem right? And I know she did it just to get him citizenship. Probably it's just on paper.
Well,
probably
maybe.
I don't know. Hey, these other cultures are like Paul Harvey always said, we are not one world. And buddy, he would love to see this now.
I don't know. I don't know what goes on, buddy. I just I don't judge. I don't judge because I'm from Louisiana and I'm a Jerry Lee Lewis fan. So I'm not gonna judge, but he's marrying his cousins too, buddy.
I feel like we can make fun of anybody since we live in the two states we live in. And, for all the jokes aside, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Now, I might go to Mississippi. I do have a fond place in my heart for Mississippi. And when I say that, maybe below Hattiesburg. Maybe below I-10. Let's just say below I-10.
And all my Mississippi friends can check in, but Mississippi's two different worlds. Look, you got the below I-10 corridor, sort of just like Louisiana. And it's a dividing line. And really one of the people, one of my good friends on the Gulf Coast told me it was a difference in the money. The people on the coast are like the nouveau riche. And the old northern Mississippi people are,
it's very different. But I think the Mississippi coast, the influence from Louisiana, like whenever I would be on the Mississippi coast, I would just run into tons of people I know because I could recognize their accent. And then I would ask them, are you originally? Yeah, I moved over here, or I have a place over here. And it's amazing to me how much the Louisiana influence has, and probably for years, I'm sure for years and years, decades, people have been coming over there toward the Mississippi coast So I love it.
Yeah,
It feels good to me. I love it.
Well, that's where I keep my sailboat, and they call Hancock County the 65th parish. You know, it's
that. I mean, it really is. It really, and that's okay. That's fine. The food's great. The food spilled over into there, and it's still good, and that's all that matters.
That's right. Free plug for our beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast people, especially Bay St. Louis. Love my town. If you're ever down on the beautiful Gulf of America.
Right. This is kind of the backwater of the Gulf of America. That is.
If you're on the beautiful Gulf of America, though, go visit you some Old Town Bay St. Louis. It's fantastic.
I really like from, I would say, west of Gulfport, south of I-10, going across where Diamond Head is, from anywhere from West Gulfport, south of I-10, on over, is to me just a continuation of the Louisiana food and everything like that. But I'm surprised how many more out-of-state tags you see down there, because people have bought summer homes, or winter homes, and you see tags from like Minnesota, Massachusetts, Wisconsin. It's like, how did y'all find out about this? Because I ain't told anybody. I've tried to keep a secret. Somebody don't know how to keep a secret.
And, you know, a lot of people around the country don't know. We try to keep.
They really don't.
You know, we'll let y'all talk bad about us all day long. It keeps the riffraff out, buddy.
Well,
especially,
it does.
Especially some of those Yankees, buddy. Not that I'm not.
No, but here's the thing. Quit making fun of us if you're going to come down here all the time on vacation.
We got banned again on YT, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everybody. Oh, me and Drunk Doug. Look, it's welcome to Thirsty Thursday on the Cocktails with Cav After Hour live show. We look, if you haven't had a chance to give us some follows, by all means, please follow us on Rumble, the great state of Rumble. After Hours Live, give us a follow, and by all means, become a premium member. That's a fantastic free speech platform. Just got the new media seat in the White House press briefing room, buddy. And asked the first question yesterday, I might add.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So full disclosure, as a Rumble stock owner, with all 10 of my shares, buddy. Full disclosure, I just say, I'm high, but I would consider becoming a Rumble premium member, because we're starting have a fantastic creator program firing off at the beginning of the next month. We plan on being in it, obviously, but we're gonna have Rumble premium content that only Rumble premium members can join in after the show. Maybe we have a regular hour show or something, and then cut into our next half hour great Rumble premium content. But so y'all get over there to Rumble, man. Give us a follow, After Hours Live. If you're on X, of course, our other great free speech platform, come see me and Drunk Doug at Cav Literature and producer Doug, buddy. We'd love to see you. Give us a follow.
Until free speech is outlawed, this is the best platform right here.
Oh, I tell you what, absolutely. And then, of course, we're shadow banned on YT, but just go ahead if you're still caving at a man and on YT.
Right.
We do have a channel over there. Give us a After Hours Live show. It's like I said, we generally get shadow banned because we have too much fun, buddy. Thirsty. And by the way, Thirsty Thursday, I think I overpoured a little. I have no guarantees for the last half hour of the show, buddy. That's
you
all
know
I'm
what else
tell
you
everybody.
don't have? You don't have an alarm clock in the morning either. How about that?
Well, that's right, buddy, because we're working hard.
That's right. That's right. Well, you got to pick a day shift or night shift, and we choose night shift. So,
well, yeah, and plus, and dude, today me and producer Drunk Doug were working on our hot new intro for our segment. we're hooking up. We have a lot of truck driver fans. If you're a trucker or know a trucker, hey, turn them on to us. They love listening to us while we're at night rolling around down the highway.
That'd be
But
great.
yeah, we're working on. We have some trucker friends that are going to call in and start giving us the lot lizard report.
Yes.
So that's going to be fantastic. But we were working on our intro video today, buddy.
Hey, those girls got to eat too. Wow.
Well,
tough way to make a living. But hey, who doesn't love to stop in at a Love's truck stop on their way by one? I love a Love's truck stop.
Well, man. And it's
so good.
And and I go in, I'm just like a passer through. I'm not even a trucker, but I'll, just like driver 69, your hot clean shower is ready. And
I'm looking to see, did he get that? Did he get his message?
That was mine. That was mine. I just go get in the shower and they're like, "What are you doing in here?" I was like, "Don't worry about it, buddy. I'm in the shower here at Love's."
Well, they called for a shower and I thought, yeah, I'll come in here. Okay. And where else can you get $500 CB radios? I mean, it's okay. I love you, Loves. I do. But wow, you are paying for the convenience. You're not going to get a deal in there. And I'm sure a lot of those guys can't, by the time they order from Amazon, the package delivered, they're already 500 miles away.
I don't know why they're not sponsoring us, buddy. We hawk them so much,
Oh my gosh,
them and Buc-ee's. But Buc-ee's should be us.
Buc-ee's has so much money they could just throw a sponsorship out. They wouldn't even miss it. They wouldn't.
After tonight's show and this drink, I'm gonna get an email from Buc-ee's corporate tomorrow. It's like, do not cease and desist our business on your show.
We want you to sponsor us. We don't want you to shut us down. We want you to sponsor us. I love Buc-ee's.
I don't think we can be affiliated with you guys.
We we've listened to your show and I don't think you reflect our corporate goals. No, we don't reflect anybody's corporate goals.
If you're still doing DEI, buddy, that's we probably don't reflect your corporate goals at all, buddy.
Probably not. So I guess Costco's not going to call.
Did you see that video of the guy in the army? About DEI? Oh, it was hilarious. He's on the video and he's like, it was a message to Elon and Doge.
Oh, I did see that.
You saw that?
I
was
did.
Like, while you're busy cutting waste, just please don't cut all the computer online training we do. We learn so much, and it's so helpful. Gosh. Please don't.
That is so. The amount of time that we spent at our previous day job watching videos that are like, what? I've learned nothing from this. I'm like, what I learned from it? I'm treating people the way, like you're preaching to the choir. I'm going to treat everybody I work with the same way.
Well, sure.
Who is learning anything from this? But it was their way of, hey, we've got something in place. So in case we get some kind of EEOC lawsuit, well, this is what we do. We make all our employees watch this. It's like, we're not learning that we came from the old school where you might say old school and people are like, yeah, we know what that means. No, it was never that way at our work. It's like everybody just did their thing. It was really, and even the minorities at our work would make fun of the videos. Like, what? I mean, I said, I know. I'll just take you out of your work zone for like 2 stinking hours to watch that crap.
Oh, and talk about, when you talk about that, it's hilarious. Did you see the video about the protests in Iceland? Because my father-in-law loves him some Iceland. He goes about every 4 months. He just takes and it's cheap.
That's the 52nd state, isn't it? Isn't that going to be the 52nd?
I guess. After Canada,
oh, great. 53rd state, that's right. 53rd state coming.
Speaking of HR and all that, it was so hilarious. Did you see this video?
No, you got to play it.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to, because it was just.
Look at all those.
It's all about equality until it's time to work.
So 100,000 women went on strike today in Iceland to demand gender equality. The entire population is 370,000. So over 25% of the population went on strike, and I have some crazy news for you. The economy did not come to a stop, and it continued as normal. The only memo I got was that HR departments were getting no complaints for the 24 hours that the women were on strike. And men were writing that they were really sorry women didn't get gender equality, but I heard one CEO said it was nice to finally get some shit done, end quote.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And that's going to be the crowd that's they're on Facebook and social media all day long. So they go on strike. It probably is nicer.
It was like, it was a strike.
370. The whole population is that.
Like over 25% went on, and it was like, and the only thing reported was HR said they got no complaints for 24 hours.
Oh my gosh, that sounds about right, because it's always the crowd.
You know, you and I, drunk on the back deck, talked about this last time. It's like Democrats lost people when you couldn't have sex on a copy machine at work anymore.
At that point, everybody's like, can I just work remote because I'm not having fun at work anymore?
Yeah. I mean, if I can't have sex on a copy machine, buddy, I don't know what to tell you.
At least you could be home where you had, I guess you could drink on the job once you work remote because you're at the house, you know?
Well, back in the day of our old existence, some of them did. Way back when, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It wasn't that long ago, was it?
It really stopped right before I came. 87. It really stopped around 87. I think about that. Within 40 years, we had people just out, drinking, whatever. And if you didn't drink, they thought you were a snitch because they're like, oh, he's not drinking, so he's going to tell on everybody else. So it was kind of expected, really.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, and it's we're gonna have to take a sponsor break, buddy.
Okay.
We have an AA commercial. I'm kidding. I'm fucking kidding.
Oh, I was so looking forward to that commercial. Ooh.
Hi, I'm Drunk Doug, and I'm an alcoholic.
When you say AA, I know it's either American Airlines or Alcoholics Anonymous.
Is that what it is?
I had to narrow it down to two different things, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure American Airlines, they would listen to the show. They're like, yeah, we're probably not going to sponsor y'all either.
Right? Yeah, we're not gonna.
Sure, if there has been anything more diverse, I don't know when I've gotten. And this is nothing against any work ethic. I had good flights, but I don't know that. I think I have been on. Now, I don't fly a lot, but I could probably count twice that I had a straight male flight attendant. And the reason I say that is because he was talking about his kids and wife. I'm like, oh, okay. Pretty sure I was accurate on the other ones, but there are maybe two. It's just so odd to me. And I guess there's probably that in nursing really kind of pulls that diverse crowd into it. Whatever. I'll say this, though. I got on a flight one day. I had 3 flamboyant flight attendants, 3 males, no female, no female on the crew. And those guys, when I tell you those guys were serving drinks like on the Polar Express, where they're throwing out hot chocolate. These guys work. And I got done. I'm like, you know what? I don't care what you do on your layovers, but dude, they worked the hell out of that flight. They were very good.
And that's
fine. I don't mind if you want to do that. I don't mind, but don't seek special treatment. Just be who you are, and people will accept that. I don't care what you do at the hotel when you get there.
See, now you're gonna make us go to internet dumpster fire segment, buddy. That's
okay. Yeah, I know that's good. I know that's leading toward.
now we got to go to the movie theater.
Yes.
We're gonna have to go sit in the movie theater, buddy.
yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh.
Yeah, we got to go to the movie theater, buddy. Let's go see.
Here we go.
I'm gonna bitch a little bit. I just went through Wendy's because I'm a fat ass. I placed my order, and the girl at the drive-thru said, "Is that all?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, thank you." She said, "I'm not a ma'am." Then I felt bad, and I was like, "Oh, damn, I'm sorry, dude. It's hard to hear you. I just made some shit up." And then she said, "I'm not a guy either. What the fuck are you?" She said, 1101, please pull around. So I pull around, and sure enough, it's a girl. Her fucking name tag says they, them under her name with rainbows and shit all over it. She opens.
Now, you see, the thing, the pronouns, and the executive order already went out, all the federal workers' pronouns. Get that shit off your email. We don't want to see that shit.
Right. Get it off of your LinkedIn. Now, I know the LinkedIn is your business. That's fine. But when I see pronouns on LinkedIn, and I'm a hiring manager, and be like, okay, and it's not that scares me. It's that I know that they, them, I know the pronouns. That's going to be the person that needs to be off all the time because I need a mental health day. That's going to be the person constantly trying to get off the schedule. They're sick all the time. There's always a reason why they can't be there. And that just tells, just like a guy told me one time, he said, if you pull up in my parking lot and you have more than 2 stickers on the back of your car, I'm not hiring you because I know that there's just going to be a problem all the time.
Well, that is, there's a plethora of videos all across the internet of HR people like, you put that shit on your resume,
right? They just go right over you. There you go. And people were complaining on TikTok and Reel, whatever platform you're watching, like, I've sent out 40 resumes and I hadn't gotten a call yet. Well, first off, clean your damn LinkedIn up because I'm sure it's full of, the most whatever. It's like, hey, quit. You're throwing flags up and then you get mad because somebody recognizes a flag.
Aren't you glad we're retired now and we could just talk shit all day?
I am so glad. I never thought it would happen, but here it is. And the weird thing is, I was able to climb back over into West Germany 2 years and 2 months ago. I got out of East Berlin 2 years. That's code talk. That means retired.
That's right. That's right. Well,
you got over the wall. You got over the wall just like last May. Hey, we both made it to freedom. Oh my gosh,
freedom! It's like I feel like I'm telling you. I feel like Mel Gibson.
That's right. I kept thinking they were going to fire rounds at me while I was going across the wall, but I made it across.
Well, here's the rest of this poor guy's Wendy's experience, buddy.
Oh, Lord.
The window says, I know you weren't trying to be rude, but I'm non-binary and my pronouns are they, them. So I'm like, how many of you are there? She said, what do you mean? I'm like, well, they, them is plural, meaning more than one person. Like when you say they came over here, that's a group of people. If it's singular, he or she came over here. No, that's not how it works. Yeah, actually, that's exactly how English works. Let me tell you how gender works. Unzip your pants and look in there and you've got one or two things and that'll tell you which one it is. She said, I didn't choose to have a vagina. Well, I didn't choose to be ridiculously good looking, but here we are. She said, well, I don't think you're good looking at all. And I said, well, that's up for debate. But you know what's not up for debate? You having a fucking vagina.
I want you to call me. I identify as handsome.
That's right,
now,
and
buddy.
you have to call me handsome. Well, you're not handsome. Well, you're not a dude either. That's right.
Having a full-blown meltdown, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I don't even want the food. Like, good luck with everything. Hope you find your kitty cat. And seriously, like, deep down inside, I really don't care what you want to be or think you are or identify as or whatever. But just, man, quit shoving it in people's faces, especially business. Come on now, Wendy's. If y'all start pushing this shit, y'all are going to get Bud Lighted so quick.
Yeah.
It's like, don't do it, man. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
And the
sad part,
everybody not feel a weight lifted off the country the last 3 weeks.
And the sad part is they're pretty much just hiring anybody that's willing to show up to work. So what do you do? It's like, well, I need people to prep food and serve customers. I got to put up with this purple hair shite.
Well, and it's just like, and that's the thing is just like he said, look, I don't care, man. I'm from New Orleans. I grew up we got the greatest homosexual population in America. I'll put them up against anybody, buddy.
There have been drag queens for at least 200 years down there, so it's not anything new.
My band just did a gig. Shout out to Debbie. That's how you get a little bit gayer. That's what I told her. I told her that. I was like, Debbie, you're looking good.
Debbie could put a flight attendant's uniform on American Airlines and walk on, and the other ones would be like, what? Even shock value around the other ones. Crazy.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to find out. I think I got the picture from the gig.
Surely Debbie has an ex. Well, I don't know.
You don't know, but the point
Debbie's
is
probably
it's
on
like
Instagram.
The point is it doesn't even matter, and it's like nobody.
Well, we don't care, but
we don't care.
But just you've got equal protection under the law. Why do they think they don't? That's a false narrative. They have equal protection under the law. Their life is no less, no more than anybody else. Why can't we get past the fact that everybody is created equal or equal protection under the law, which there is not equal protection because everybody keeps wanting special treatment.
Well, and just be a human being to each other. Nobody cares.
Nobody, they really don't care. Just don't be ridiculous about it.
They just tried to affect the entire. I don't know how to say it. It's like they just.
I would like to know. Now, I'm not talking about the ones that wearing wigs, because I realize you can get a Dolly Parton wig and look like you have all kind of hair. But it always perplexes me how somebody transgenders over and they kept all their hair. Is it just because of estrogen?
I don't know.
How do you keep I couldn't transition over. I'd be an ugly ass bald woman. I can't I don't. Where does your hair come from? And minus a wig, not talking about a wig. And I would have to wear a Dolly Parton wig. It'd be the only way I'd have hair back.
I think I speak for everyone when I say we really don't want you to transition.
Just for the love of all that is good and green on this earth, do not transition over.
Right. Because it's
right. I'll just stay ugly and my gender. But if I these guys, like that military person under Biden, the health secretary that is the ugliest possible woman, because you weren't an attractive male to begin with, and now you're going to switch over to the American League. Like, that ain't helping you. That ain't helping you. You should stay in the National League. That ain't helping you.
God. And this, I think I finally found it. There it is. It's
okay. Here
Deb.
we go.
Shout out to Deb, buddy.
If we did not know Deb, and we stopped at a Love's truck stop in our 18-wheel rig, and be like, "All right, Deb, you can go to the next station with us."
And all I could say is that it was it was
That
like
is so funny.
Oh, I'm telling you, we were just like, look, Deb, you're all right.
Can we all have fun without anybody getting their feelings hurt? If Deb was driving in a convertible, she would be catcalled all up and down I-10.
Oh, absolutely. And
No idea.
Oh my God.
But so that is Deb. My goodness. I know Deb has got a social media page somewhere. We must find it.
I don't know, but Deb was just fun, and like I said, nobody cares. Just don't, and she wasn't shoving it in anybody's face either. And I mean,
we would follow Deb if we could find her profile, his profile, whatever.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, I don't know how to get Deb out of there. Wait a minute.
I was fixing to say is Deb is joining the show.
Yeah, Deb was on the show. And what was funny is I told everybody, we were like, look, you see, we're all just a little bit gayer now because of Deb. That's what I told Deb. I said, next thing you know, that's how it happens. It sneaks up on you. Next thing you know, you're grabbing baby oil out the box at Diddy's house, buddy. You got to be careful.
We went to dabble and we were pulled over into that world, and now we cannot come back over.
And look, if you can't appreciate that joke and want to unfollow us, I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
It's harmless. Good gosh, it's harmless. My gosh, let me tell y'all, if you think we're hard to get along with, or we're like bad or something, I'm just going to tell you right now, you can ask my next door neighbor how many times I mow his yard when I mow my yard. If you live in my neighborhood, I will look after you. I don't care what you do. I always said, if two gay guys move in next door to me, okay, whatever. They're going to have the nicest yard. That's the only pressure I feel, is they're going to have a nicer yard and they're going to make mine look like crap.
Yeah. Yours is just going to look like shit, buddy.
I promise you, if two gay guys live next door to me and they've got a gutter stopped up and I can reach it within a reasonable height of my life, I help them out. I care. I'm going to be a good neighbor no matter what you do. Whatever you do inside your house is your business. I'm not looking in your windows. I don't care. Just be a good neighbor. No, I think most people feel that way. It's just they just get tired of everything just, shoved on them, like the guy from the Wendy's.
Oh, yeah.
TikTok and all that.
We're watching goddamn online computer videos at work. Just another hour-long online training about like, the puzzle pieces of DEI, and
it's like we're not going to be rude. We're not going to treat anybody any differently. Now we might laugh a little bit under our breath, and
they laugh at us for being fat, white, heterosexual. They know we're not getting laid.
Who cares? We might talk about you around the.
At this age, I need to double my chances, buddy. I might. I gotta call Deb. I don't know.
Hey, we may still want to join in on. I guess we can't join in on female sports now. I was planning on dominate so I could go to the Olympics, but
yeah. You would definitely be crushing them on the front lines.
I don't know, maybe shot put or the spear throwing thing, the javelin throw. The javelin throw or the shot put, maybe something like that. I don't know.
That's right. Well, everything's changed. I mean, it is. I feel like a weight's lifted off America.
I think so. Most of these people, all they need to hear is they just need to hear no. Just tell them no, and they'll go and they'll push it somewhere else, or they'll do something different. But as long as you don't tell people something's wrong, they just keep doing it. The truest statement I ever heard, what you accept today will be the norm tomorrow. That's exactly what's happening, because we never push back. It's just like,
yeah. Well, and I'll tell you, it's just like I said, it's like sanity's returning a little bit. You know,
I think so. It feels like it. It really does.
Well, look, I tell you what, everybody, we at the half hour mark. Got to remind you again, because we need to hawk for followers, buddy. If you're on
my arm is getting skinny.
We're simulcasting on our great free speech channels. If you're on X, look, give us a follow at Cav Literature, at Producer Doug. Come see us, DM us. We don't care. I mean, I got plenty of bot friends, but I'm looking for,
really. We don't need any more underage followers from Thailand or wherever you're from.
Or Los Angeles business women that love traveling and golf.
Right. Look, I'm too cheap to fly. I'm damn sure not flying you anywhere. I only fly when I have to.
Yeah, well, they're all on X. I keep getting the DMs, and I'm like, look, I know you want a sugar daddy, but I'm more kind of like a splendid daddy. No, really, at this point, with inflation, I'm more like great value yellow daddy. No, I'm just like,
hey, great value yellow sugar is really good. Like great value Splenda is so good. That's what I put in my coffee all the time.
So any of you ladies out there on X, give us a follow. I'll be your great value yellow daddy, buddy. That's what. And if you're on a free state of Rumble, of course, After Hours Live channel, get over there, become a premium member. I'm telling you, nobody besides X is doing a better job protecting free speech than Rumble. Get over there.
That's right. That's right.
Some great live shows, just like, well, we're the greatest, but there's other good shows,
There are. But it's like YouTube. We don't want to talk about them too much.
No, we're on there too. And if you're on there, give us follows After Hours Live show. No, it's like, God damn it. Them shadow banning son of a bitches.
Oh my gosh. I want to love YouTube. YouTube won't love us back.
And on Rumble, look, I'm telling you, get over there. Great platform. But I will say, Tim Pool can suck me. Comes over right away and gets in featured. Just, yeah, buddy. Yeah, because you were over on YT while we were over here struggling on Rumble, buddy.
Right.
So you just come right on over and get on featured. We get it, buddy. We get it.
Right. Just, that's kind of how I feel every spring and summer when people from other parts of the country come to our beaches.
Right. It's like,
you talk crap about us, a bunch of backwoods. Use the bathroom outside. They don't even have running water. I doubt they have electricity. They're probably still using kerosene lanterns to see by. But you don't have no damn problem coming down the interstate to our Gulf beaches every freaking year.
Because your poor Biden voting inflation ass can't afford beaches other than the Gulf of America.
And that's like, good Lord. Like, I don't know where you go on the Gulf anymore to find any decent rates unless you're up a river somewhere.
That's what we're going to do, buddy. We let After Hours Live, y'all donate. Come on, buy us a coffee at our Buy Us a Coffee link. Check the links in the description. We're going to invest. That's what we're going to do on the Gulf of America, buddy. It'll be like a sandals type resort. We'll call it like
After Hours Resort. We'll just call it After Hours Resort.
We'll call it flip flops or something like that.
Okay. We can do that. We can't call it Margaritaville because that's already taken.
Yeah. Jimmy already took that. So
speaking of which, just a quick rabbit hole. I'm seeing some Margaritaville resorts that are like the one in Pensacola went out. Changed hands. And I noticed some of the other ones that I used to see online because I was looking at them to see how many he had at one time. But I don't know, after he died, I don't know if that had anything to do with it. There are several Margaritaville resorts that are restaurants are still there, but the resorts are changed over and sold.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Did it have something with poor Jimmy's passing away? Or
it could. I think they expanded too fast. And then he has, he's got several areas down toward the Gulf where they're developing neighborhoods, and they are really nice neighborhoods. I guess we'll find out in about 10 years when they're all leaking if they're built good or not. It's kind of like that subdivision that looks really good, and then a few years later it's like the molding's shrinking up, there are gaps everywhere, the chimney's leaking, the roof is terrible.
It's
the windows are drafty. Yep. Kind of like what your old compadre was saying about east of Slidell. Because they're just slapping them up down there left and right.
Oh, so God, yeah.
And it does make you want. It really does make you wonder. So I don't know. I'm kind of like,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with prefab per se, but you gotta use some quality materials because that shit will fall apart.
That's true. And I've gone through some new constructions lately, and like the mold, like you can tell where they just caulked out in the cracks of the molding, and the cabinetry is like, it's like, are y'all serious? This is a brand for what y'all asking for this house, and I can find stuff wrong in here. Like right off, we gonna have a big punch list, and good luck getting a contractor to come back to fix all that. But some of the workmanship, man, I feel better about what I do because I'm so picky about my stuff. That's why I could never build a house. It would take me 25 years to build it because I'd be
too picky. Yeah, that's why I don't. Picky. That's why. I mean, I'm getting to the age where I can't do it like I used to.
Right.
Like I'm talking about that heavy man. I mean, I can still hold my own, buddy. I still got it.
Well, but we're good with painting and doing some trim work and things like that. But like refinishing hardwood floors.
Well, I
mean, that's
but I hate to hire. I do too. They never do a good job, and we're more than willing to take sponsors for the show that do quality work.
Right.
But we'd have to investigate your quality work first. Like if you want to come refinish my wood floors in my house,
we need some pictures and some references.
Then I can endorse you. That kind of thing as a sponsor. Because we're not going to sponsor people that are shit.
I mean, we get how things are done, and most of the time, 90% of the battle is having the correct equipment to be able to get these tasks done. But like my big thing now is I've got a high ceiling in my foyer. I can't get up there to paint it. So I'm going to have to get somebody to come in to paint up. I mean, it's like all the way to the top. And when they were building the house, it would have been nice if they just would have put a lower ceiling in and put a bathroom over that area to have extra bathroom. It would have kind of been nice. And, I mean, it looks nice. People come in, they're like, wow, I love your foyer. It's so open. Yeah. It's also, about 20 feet up. I can't get up there. I just, So stuff like that, I realize we need to find a patio home. I want to be able to go around with the short ladder around the entire roof line. I want the roof line to come down on all four sides where I can clean the gutters out. Flat.
That's right.
Because right now I cannot get up there. And it's simple things. I can't get up there.
It's gonna be okay because we're gonna be rich from our online shows, buddy. The After Hours live show is gonna make it so we're gonna be like billionaires, like
that would be nice. That would be nice.
Oh, speaking of which,
next thing you know, we'll be at the White House Christmas party.
It's like being Zuckerberg, man. Did you see the video about how well Zuckerberg changed? Since Biden and
a 180.
Did you see that?
I've seen like
hang on
doing a 180 on some stuff. Let's see it.
It's like 2020 to now, buddy. It's an awesome video. Let's see.
Yes, Mr. Biden. Right away, sir. I'm going to take that down as we speak. And can I say that you look sound handsome this evening? Man, that old-ass bitch calling me capping and shit. Any man trying to stop free speech is a bitch. On God, he can suck on these nuts. Yo, for real, Trump is goated, though, honestly.
He can suck on these nuts.
Oh, yeah, now he's got a perm.
Great hair, great hair.
Censor that. Censor that. That goes against the misgendering policy. Two motherfucking genders, bro. You a male or you fuckable? You a dude or you eligible for that Berg sperm? You heard? As you know, I've been with the same woman since college. Classic combo. Silicon Valley man, Asian woman. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yo, Bezos' wife's tits actually looking nice for real. Know what I'm saying? Gosh, I ring that bitch up right now. Shit, Jeff answered. Dude's a bitch.
Dude's a bitch.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh, that is so true. I know when I see things like that,
the
I'm
new
thinking
Zuckerberg, buddy.
I love it. With that hair. Oh my God, that perm. Oh.
Yeah, so we After Hours live show is going to make us enough money, buddy. We can afford to paint your 20-foot
I guess
ceiling.
so. Yeah, I'll just paint the whole house. I'm going to do that. I mean, if money ain't a thing, I'll just paint the whole house. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll just get all the brick remortared. I'll completely kill off the entire lawn and just resod like an acre. I'll just sod it everywhere.
You know what I love is people like are sitting out there like, what the fuck are these two motherfuckers doing on this show? It's like, look, we are curating the news, but we also,
right.
Look, if you're new to After,
we want you to be driving in your pickup truck and you're just like, you're gripping the steering wheel and you're like, man, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Or your Tesla Cybertruck.
Or your Cybertruck. That's
right.
thing I've ever seen in my life.
But no, if you're new to After Hours Live, look, it's just, Drunk Doug and I have been together forever, buddy. Over a quarter of a century.
We were together so long that if we would have, when we first met in, oh my God, York.
Oh, Jesus.
We first met, and we knew each other before then through training and stuff like that, but we officially first hung out and traded bad habits in York, Alabama. And of all places, if you don't know where that is, you'll never find it. But
that's right.
Anyway, so if we had met up that day that I came down there on Thanksgiving, and don't you wish we would have talked about buying Amazon stock? And we were like, what? That's a weird name.
We could have retired earlier.
Yeah.
We could have retired.
Yeah,
earlier.
we would. That day job, watching videos would have been over a lot sooner.
That's right.
Oh,
but all these years later, but that's what we do now that we're retired. We sit on our back deck. We have our cocktails. It's Thirsty Thursday. I hope you're joining us. I don't know what you're drinking, but I have a nice whiskey and 7, which I over-poured.
The only reason I didn't start doing anything is because I knew I'd have to pee, and I have to go outside in the basement because I don't have a bathroom in my basement. Isn't that sad?
Oh, I know.
What kind of developed country do we live in where you don't have a bathroom in the basement? Because the sewer line is a little higher, and I don't want to put one of those pumping toilets in because if it ever malfunctions, it is all over in the basement. Oh.
Yeah. You don't want any of that, buddy.
So that's why I didn't. No.
But how did we get on your goddamn toilet? We were talking about After Hours Live, how it came to be. We
ended up, your toilet's got to pump out because your sewer line's about 5 feet up.
That's right.
Yeah.
But no, but in all seriousness, if you're new to the show, look, we've been together this long, but we sit on our back deck now that we're retired. We're drinking, have our cigars or whatever. And of course, we're talking about, like everybody in America, hot topics, news.
We're trying to figure out what might entertain y'all. See, we're putting a lot of extra work in here while y'all just sitting around on your phone. You're waiting for a notification to come up. We've already put in We do more before 12 o'clock every day than most of y'all do before, 9 or 10.
That's right. Damn it.
Maybe 8 o'clock. I don't know. Yeah, it takes a little bit to get wound up. It does.
But we're just like you. We're talking about the news and hot topics of the day, and we said, you know what? We're gonna put this online. Everybody wants maybe y'all. Joe America, buddy. Joe America. That's all we are.
We are for Joe America. And you know what? We take our underwear off every night and sniff it too to see if we can get another day out of it. We're just like y'all.
Just like y'all. And that's right.
I might wear the same socks for like 3 or 4 days as long as I don't step in dog crap or something in the I may wear the same socks for a couple days.
The wife and I had this argument the other day about that. It's like, especially now that I'm retired, right? I go off now. Here's my logic, and people feel free. And I don't know if anybody watching the show. Look, we're simulcasting Rumble, X, YouTube, whatever. Feel free to call into the show 504-500-SNAG right there on the banner for you. We'll take your call, and feel free to chime in on this topic. But here was my take, and you tell me if I'm wrong. If I was working still, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting up 6 a.m, taking a shower, whatever, get dressed.
Right.
Drive an hour, whatever. Commute to work, spend hours at the fucking office, commute back another hour. You're wearing those clothes and nobody thinks anything of it. You're wearing them, 10 hours, 12 hours?
Right.
Right. Okay.
And they smell good by the next day. They've aired out.
But no, the point is I go on the hour system. So now that I'm retired, when I finally put my clothes on at like 1,
they're back off by 4.
And I take them back off for 4. That's 3 hours. I still got another 10 hours on these. I'll take them off. I'll put them on the end table. I'm going to wear them again the next day. I got another 10 hours on these bitches.
Right. Well,
absolutely not. Apparently, according to the wife, that's bullshit.
That's still a day. That's still a day, even if you do that. See, because I don't think we smell that bad, but I'm sure to other people we probably do. I don't think we really do.
I don't know, but I mean, it seems logical to me. If you wear the same set of clothes 12 hours while you're employed, why can't I wear the same set of clothes 12 hours while I'm retired? Call me and tell me. I feel like Charlie Kirk. I should go sit at a college campus with a table and a sign that says, "Prove me wrong."
That's right. That dude is so fast. Wow. He is brutal. Man, I like him. But, I just go by, okay, the wrinkles in these pants are really getting bad. Like, they are really turned into like my wife says, "Oh, I see you got your accordion shorts on again today. How many days you been wearing them?" I'm like, about 2 weeks. We got anything special to do? I'll run them through the washer and dryer, take them right back out, wear them again an hour later. Yep.
Oh, well, that's why. What are we making this shit up? That's why they have a freshen up cycle on a goddamn dryer.
Well, you know what?
Freshen up. Who does?
That's exactly right. Even when we were working, who were we seeing every day that we would see the next day? Hey, George, I noticed you wore that shirt yesterday. Nobody cared. We didn't see anybody. Nobody cared. And the people we did see, we were not trying to impress. So,
yeah, exactly. Oh, my God. Well, everybody, look, give us our follows. I'm telling you. Give us our follows on YouTube, After Hours Live Show. I'll skip over that. Rumble, great channel. Get over there, become a premium member. Great shows. Freedom of speech, buddy. Support freedom of speech, just like you do on X, After Hours Live. And then, of course, if you're on X, where we're simulcasting all 3 channels, Cav Literature, producer Doug, Do
if
it
we
for
ever
us,
go,
buddy.
if we ever go socialist or dictatorship, you're going to look back and say, "Man, I wish cocktails is still on. Oh, I miss those days of freedom." Well, here's your time. Right now, we're living it.
Buddy.
Right now, let's get going.
That's right. Now, for clarification for the audience, stick around. Me and Drunk Doug, we're retired and old, and we both got to pee because we drink a lot and our prostates are getting really bad. So we're going to be right back. Just hang in there, buddy. Just hang in there. Yeah, buddy.
Nice.
All right, we solved our prostate trouble,
and
buddy.
Chuck Norris. Oh, we did. I feel like I've got a 25-year-old prostate again.
I like how Chuck Norris does that. He's like telling everybody, hit like,
and he's got a
subscribe.
Got a QT cup up.
Well,
we're sitting there
you did
talking about love.
You know,
you're a great
QT
cup.
You're a great producer, buddy. You're a great producer.
Yeah, you're way too generous. I promise you.
Well,
if people knew the truth, they'd be like, "What?"
That's right. No, I'm telling you, man. Producer Drunk Doug, he is the shit, buddy. He's the one that makes all this shit happen.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd just be talking to myself, and nobody wants to hear that shit.
So,
oh my God!
I don't know. I remember that coastal thing you did, and that was so good. You ought to run that sometime. Can you run that sometime on your channel?
What, the 24-hour stream we did for
World
Wetlands Day?
Well, you know, the one you did that time on your episode that you sent me and I listened to, it lasted for like maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Dude, the information you were throwing out, I know maybe that was too topical to then, but it's still probably relevant now, though.
And maybe, you know, people love. See, you think just because we're Trump supporters, we don't care about the environment, buddy.
Sure, we do.
I was all about, I was all over the coastal stuff, buddy. Wetlands is important
because it was bad. I mean, it was bad. If you tell them, I guess but I mean, it just the spillway let too much fresh water in, and that just kills your salt water.
Oh my God, man! It's like, look, I'm telling you that maybe one day we will, you know,
just to talk about something that I was very interested in it because I guess I didn't realize the impact, and then I don't think people realize, if you know anything about Pontchartrain, there's a lot of critters in Pontchartrain, but you don't think that because you feel like you're so far away from the Gulf of America that Pontchartrain is just like, just this lake out there, it'll be just fine. But it is such an ecosystem.
The Gulf of America, buddy. The Gulf of America.
Just right inside the Wrigley's. It's amazing to me, though, because our friend, who I would mention, but he never gives us props, but our friend that we used to work with, the old man in the lake,
bastard.
Yeah, the old man, the Hemingway of Lake Pontchartrain. He was out fishing one day at Wrigley's in the Straits, and he was fishing with another guy out there. And as soon as they were about to pull that fish in, a big old bull shark came up and just kept swimming, took the whole thing with it. It's like, I mean, what'd you do? Did you cut your line or whatever? He's like, well, pretty much the line broke. It's like,
Yeah, he cut
yeah,
it.
I
For
guess
me,
so.
buddy.
I'm trying to imagine this is like Jaws.
No,
And
he cut it for me.
when Chief Brody are out fishing, and here comes Jaws next to the boat. It's like that. He said that thing brushed up against the boat and took the fish off. It's like, wow, that is scary. He's like, that was a big bull shark too. It's like, think about that coming up in the lake. That's scary. I mean, think about it. The bull sharks could come up into Lake Bourne and come all the way up into LaCroix.
Oh, they do?
Easily. I mean, easily. That's if they don't come up in the Mississippi River, because they can go up into the river ecosystem a long while.
Yeah, it's kind of fresh up there, but they definitely come right up into the brackish.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they can make it up into the freshwater for a short time, but it's not somewhere they're going to stay very long. But I can't imagine. Think about it. I guess they could go up in the Pearl River far enough up in there. There's no telling. Picayune ain't a real long swim for them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But I don't know. Something cool to talk about one day, I guess.
Yeah, maybe so. But yeah, because we're trying to keep up with the news, buddy. I mean, it's just like Doge, Trump, they're all on fire. I love it every day. We get to put out a show and try to
fast and
furious. Not every day. Sometimes we have doctor's appointments and shit,
Yeah,
but
we just have like, I feel terrible today. My back's out on me, I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, today I saw a video. It was entitled "The Trump Compilation I Thought I Never Needed." But I needed it, buddy. So,
here we go.
We might as well do a little Trump time, buddy.
All right.
All right, let's get to the theater, buddy. The Trump compilation I thought I never needed.
Bullshit. Bullshit. You understand? Bullshit. Bullshit. That's a lot of bullshit. 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 The dumbest son of a bitches in the world, all right? This son of a bitch. Sleeping son of a bitch, I'll tell you. We'll get that son of a bitch out. Get that son of a bitch off the field. Son of a bitch. Hey, by the way, folks, if I ever use the F-bomb, I think I'd get the electric chair. Do you agree? Listen, you motherfuckers.
Oh, my gosh.
If I use the F-bomb, it would be the electric chair, right? You're not going to raise that fucking price. And you can tell them to go themselves. That's when I realized he was a fucking idiot. Over the next 300 fucking years, I'm gonna bomb the shit out of him. I would bomb the shit out of him. Somebody ought to sue his ass off. All right. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass.
It is getting so good. It is hard to tell.
The Trump compilation I thought I never needed, buddy, but I need it.
By the time we die, which I hope is several years off, AI is going to be so good that you're just not going to be able to tell the difference. And celebrities are going to be trolling people to get things taken down because there's going to be so much fake crap up there. But that we talked about, remember back in the day, well, if you got it on video, it happened. That's not about to be the case because it'll be like, people are going to say, well, I didn't do that. Prove I did because AI, I didn't do that. And now you're going to cast doubt on video. So I guess we're going to have to go back to relying on somebody's word.
Well, I mean, what's really good is that it's like, there's a bit of realism now, buddy. It's like, just tell them like it is, buddy. I don't have time for that shit.
How many times do people say, you want a president that's plain spoken, that doesn't talk down to you, talks to you? I felt like you've got that now. It's amazing. People would rather be lied to. They'd rather be lied to as long as you tell them something fluffy.
Well, and I mean that's ridiculous, I tell you. But I'll tell you what, despite all of that, which is fascinatingly funny, because you're right, it's
really
like
is.
that's what we need. Just tell people like it is, right?
And he does, and that kills him. It's just whenever you turn the light on, roaches run. That's always
oh, absolutely. Well, and he talked about Canada today, which was, and it still makes me laugh every time about Trudeau. But
are Canadians really that worried?
Some of the Canadian, I have a lot of Canadian friends on X, and
it's just
they're like, it's maybe 50-50. I don't know.
Honestly, they got to learn how to take a joke. Nobody's taking another country. They're in NATO just like we are. Nobody's gonna take it, but it's funny. Just all he's doing is talk. What he's doing is he's telling you things that you'll have a meltdown over because he thinks it's funny. If you just take it as a joke and laugh it off, people cannot differentiate reality from fantasy. It's just amazing to me.
Well, and he does a good job of making it real, buddy. It's
and I guess people are like, these people on, on TikTok, that Canadian guy's like, you're gonna have a hard time taking Canada because we're gonna blah blah blah. It's like, dude, shut up. Ain't nobody taking Canada. If we're gonna take somewhere, can we take somebody warmer? And I don't mean Mexico. Can we take somewhere warmer?
But he had a good message today, buddy. He had a real good message today. He was strong about it. He was,
We think the European Union is wonderful. We all love Europe, love the countries in Europe. But European Union has been absolutely brutal on trade. Canada has been very bad to us on trade, but now Canada is going to have to start paying up. And Canada has been tough on the military because they have a very low military cost. They think we're going to protect them with our military, which is unfair. So Canada is going to be a very interesting situation because, we just don't need their product. And yet they survive off the fact that we do 95% of what they do. And Canada is just absolutely, I say it, and sometimes people smile and sometimes they say great idea, but Canada, their taxes would come down greatly, their security would go up greatly. Amazing things happen to Canada, and really Canada in this particular, why would we pay $200 billion a year in subsidies to Canada when they're not a state? You do that for a state, but you don't do that for somebody else's country. So I think Canada is going to be a very serious contender to be our 51st state.
Mr. President, how is the going with Canada? There was obviously a delay in implementing those tariffs.
I spoke to Governor Trudeau on numerous occasions.
Oh, Lord.
I spoke to Governor Trudeau on numerous occasions.
And he assured me that he would do the right thing. Oh my gosh.
Governor Trudeau, buddy.
That is so fun. What was the rumor about him resigning?
I'll give him a shout out, buddy. Shout out.
Oh my gosh. That is so funny. And I love how he just the reason he keeps talking about it is y'all keep having a meltdown over it. Just laugh it off. We got, the trade thing is for real. All the tariffs was just to fire a warning shot over the bow. That's all it was, to see how they would react. And then they had a fit. And it's like, sometimes that's how you have to get these other places' attention. They just like, hey, we're about to do this. Oh no, otherwise they're not going to take you seriously.
Yeah. Well, and I tell you what, why the Democrats and they're complaining, and the news, the mainstream media, look, don't argue with success. It was, he solved the border crisis with a tweet. While Biden and Harris, meanwhile, were overrun.
Right.
People's
Didn't even go
children
down
are getting
there.
killed.
Right.
I mean, don't argue with success, for God's sake. We're not stupid.
Right. How many people crossed over the southern border and ended up going to Canada. Because if I came here illegally and I'm kind of feeling the heat, I'm going over to Canada. They don't give a crap. I'll just keep moving north till I go to another civilized country and see if I can work up there. I wonder how many of them are going across the Canadian border now. You know, they love to ask you 20 questions when you go across the border with your passport in hand. But think how easy it is to cross over their border anywhere between, hell, I don't know, Duluth and Vancouver. I mean, you mean to tell me you got people all along the border? Yeah, maybe at the checkpoints on the highways.
Yeah.
But I can run off through the woods and cross over and you're never going to know it.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
you can't secure that.
And the
It's
last time we
crazy.
were in Canada, yeah, if you legal people who are in their RVs and going through the
Yeah, what are
checkpoints,
you doing
they're
here? What are
running
you-
dogs. They're running dogs across the RV. It's like,
Like,
and they didn't appreciate the we're smuggling maple syrup joke.
yeah,
I want to
yeah,
give
but-
everybody a clue. They didn't have a sense of humor about that. When I told them that I thought the dogs were checking for maple syrup.
Oh my gosh, that is funny. They just really don't, and I'm sure they hear it all day long, jokes and stuff, but we're not gonna come over there and stay. We're just coming to visit.
Yeah,
you really think
Vietnam's
I'm
over.
really coming in your country and I'm gonna leave my house and my cars and everything at home, and I'm gonna come over here with a suitcase and I'm not gonna go back. Really? You think I'm oh my gosh.
Yeah, Vietnam's over. Nobody's running up to you to stay anymore.
That's right. Hey, how did they all get into Canada in the 60s? They all managed to get into Canada with no problem. And that was another thing Carter did. Remember, pardon every one of those draft dodgers that ran into Canada.
Yeah,
Just gave them a blanket pardon. Now, they kind of forgot about that. See, we were alive. We lived it. The Panama Canal, the pardon of the Canadians, the horrible economy, the absolutely, and I think he was a good man, but he had terrible people around him, and that is a perfect situation where you got a good man, but that doesn't mean he can run the country. It was just the whole time was horrible.
They didn't even want him to be the Democratic nominee.
Right.
That's a little known piece of history, but old Louisiana Governor Eddie Edwards, they wanted him to be the Democratic nominee, and he told them, nah, y'all can keep that.
So they just like, hey, look at this guy on a peanut farm. He's so innocent and hardworking. And you know, if a working man's looking at him, he's like, well, he's a farmer. And I'm sure everybody out in rural America thought, hey, this guy's going to be just like us. And he gets up there and the job was too much for him. It really was for him.
Well, he was trying to keep up with his brother. You know, Billy was running around causing drunk trouble. Like Billy could have been a guest on the After Hours Live show.
He really could have been, right. Had his own beer. Unreal. And kept running the service station during the presidency of his brother. Incredible.
Yeah,
they really were. They were just regular old people. And I guess you could probably argue that all of the attention and notoriety and him being president, man, it sure screwed those kids up a little bit.
Well, I mean, you know, Amy Carter's, and why does Amy am I mistaken? Because I've drank and, you know, I've drank a lot since then, but did Amy Carter look a lot like fucking Chelsea Clinton?
I think so too. That reddish strawberry.
Oh my God.
Blonde,
You know,
hair.
it's like almost
she
the
really
same
does.
shit.
Yep.
It's almost
really does.
Goddamn shit economy, shit president. God damn it. No.
See, that's just a prime example, even when he was up there, of all the people he surrounded himself with, they just didn't know what they were doing. I mean, that's as simple as that.
Well, I mean,
hey, we're
like
not, you know what? We're nice guys, but that don't mean we can be president.
And like with Biden, we didn't even know who was doing it.
Yeah,
So,
at least Carter showed up and went and traveled somewhere and did at least the treaty.
There was apparently a bunch of blue hairs with nose rings running the country for the last 4 years because there was some shit going on.
You know what? How is Yasser Arafat? How is he and Ringo Starr not kin? Because they look exactly alike to me. I thought that is Ringo Starr in a towel or whatever the hell it is they wear. I don't know. A head wrap. That looks just like Ringo Starr.
Oh my God. Why? It's like I'm trying to find it. Yeah. I'm sure somebody's put them side by side somewhere on some image.
It was so, oh my God.
Damn it. They sure did.
Did they? So somebody else actually thought that too. I always thought that too. Like I thought Aaron Rodgers and Ellen looked like brother and sister to me. It was so weird. So weird, like a doppelganger. Like if Ellen had been born a guy, which it looks like she was, but she really wasn't. If you see Ellen DeGeneres' early stand-up days when she had just left New Orleans and was doing stand-up, she had blonde hair and she actually looked like a see, I'm telling you, that's right on it.
How the hell are they not kin, buddy? I don't know.
I don't know. If Arafat had a mop hairdo, he would look just like a beetle. Golly, they did. That is scary. That is really scary.
You made me find it. It was like
you just can't. Like I always thought that is such a weird. And I knew if I thought of it, somebody else surely had already beat me to a doppelganger.
Oh my God,
they really did.
You made me hack up. Well, let's talk news, buddy.
Yes.
It's been just oh my God,
Crazy.
It's been a great week. We've had Tulsi Gabbard got confirmed today. Look,
they love to
RFK
try
got
to delay
confirmed.
it, but they couldn't stop it.
No. I tell you what. Let's hear that nomination. I was happy, buddy. I was really happy.
Great.
For 20 years, I've gotten up every morning on my knees and prayed that God would put me in a position where I can end the childhood chronic disease epidemic in this country. On August 23rd of last year, God sent me President Trump. All right. And he gave He's now given me, he's kept every promise that he's made to me. He's kept his word in every account and gone way beyond it. I'm so grateful to you, Mr. President. A lot of people told me that I couldn't trust President Trump. I better get it in writing. And we did a handshake, and everything that he told me he was going to do, he has done. Right. And I'm so grateful to him, and I've told you before, I genuinely believe that you are a pivotal historical figure, and you are going to transform this country.
You know, I think that's kind of what it comes down to.
Wow. That you know what? And I feel like Cheryl Hines is standing behind him like, I know Hollywood hates me. I know Hollywood hates me. But and she didn't clap. She didn't clap. She just kind of stood there. Maybe she felt like she shouldn't because she's too close to him, I guess. But I thought that was kind of odd. I think she should have clapped. If I'd have turned around, my wife standing behind me, and be like, are you going to clap? Because he's talking about me. And when he talks about me, he's talking about you. Because you're my rock. You're my rock. So you better be clapping. Okay, so I thought that's kind of, she looks so uncomfortable. And at some point, you know what? Let Hollywood fall where they fall. You married a powerful man, and you have to know that, well, I was an actress, but when you marry a powerful man like that, and I'm sure this did not really go what she originally thought. And I know she's probably got one foot in Hollywood because she doesn't want to not ever act again.
I'm a huge fan. I mean, obviously, from Curb Your Enthusiasm, right?
Me too. Right. Well, and what she's already done, she'll be fine, and probably she won't do any more acting until they're out of there, and she can kind of distance back away from that, since Hollywood's so weird about that. But that's unfortunate. This guy truly has health and your well-being, and they can't quit talking.
Oh, I know. I mean,
he truly does care. Now, when Michelle Obama's talking about the big gulp drinks in New York, oh, she's so wonderful. And he's talking about stuff that actually matters, and they just look at him like he's, brain dead. That's just
yeah. And I mean, that's just, I get it with Hollywood.
It's never about substance. Yeah, it's just emotion. It's never about substance.
Let's get to some of this news, buddy. We got to get to the news. Plus, I got to play my video because, man, you worked hard on this as the producer too, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you had it right the first time, but okay.
That's right, buddy. We're here for the news.
Wow. Does she get blown up?
No.
It just
it blows up, so it comes back to us.
Just like wow. The effects are incredible.
She is that hot.
Really are.
She is that hot. And again, we have to promise our female audience, like we did last show, it's coming.
Yes, we will find some Chippendales pictures of Chris Farley, because we know
we don't want to be
crazy.
We don't want to just be. We're not a bro podcast, all right. We have a lot of women fans, and especially Rumble, and it's look
there you go, equal opportunity.
But we're going to come up with something. What did we say we're going to call the segment? Like Beefcake Bangers or something, like great internet videos.
Not Cheesecake Factory, Beefcake
Yeah,
Factory.
it's got to be Beefcake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Beefcake Factory. Yeah. And we were talking about that night. Are the Chippendales still a thing? I don't know if they are. Maybe they're in Vegas. I don't know. I don't hear any. They don't travel anymore.
Yeah. So I don't know.
And I work with guys at my old department.
Well, ever since all this HR, DEI, I don't know.
They would go the Chippendales, because they're like, you think they're going to go home with them at the end of the night? No, I'll go over there, because I knew that all those women are going to leave that club, be all hot and bothered, and I'm sitting there. I'm the best looking thing they got that night after leaving Chippendales. I'm like, wow, that's an interesting play he came up with, but it must have worked for him, because he was a
but yeah, I'll tell you what, we're gonna have to come up with a segment that way. Our female, they quit DMing me. They're like, look, we appreciate the chicks in the bikinis, but we want to see some dudes in Speedos or something.
Well, instead of her running down the theater, we need to get a fat guy in a thong running down
we'll
the
get
theater
drunk,
now.
Doug,
and then
you'll be like the Crown Royal guy, dude. Like Cocktails with Cav. You can walk down the beach like.
Yeah, you won't be able to see the thong, because my body hair will cover it up. Ugh. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Okay, well, we'll get Chippendale type firemen.
The only way I would be attracted to anybody is if she crashed on the FedEx flight when I did, and we both survived with volleyball, and we had 5 years, and she'd be like, Larry, you're looking better all the time. What choice do I have? I'm like, that's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute.
Somebody companion now.
Wait a minute. A fireman just DM me. Hang on. You got fireman calendar stuff for the female.
We talked about firemen, because that's a good place to pull somebody from. That's right.
God, that works. Okay, I just tapped them right back. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, y'all send us. He's watching now. Yeah, we're gonna need some fireman calendar type picks, buddy.
Oh man,
although nobody liked
the fireman, but here's my problem. I'm so scared of heights. I don't know how you be a fireman. I just couldn't do it.
My whole family were firemen. It was like, don't send my.
I know.
Don't send my.
I don't know how they. I don't know how they do it.
Don't send pics like my cousins. One of my cousins. He, because firemen, you have to. I love our first responders, obviously, right? Without giving too much away about our careers, right? But
right.
It's like, but I love us some firemen.
We were like second responders.
Yeah, we're like second responders. But but I love our firemen. But look, a lot of them they cook a lot in the firehouse, buddy.
A lot of chili.
They do a lot of cooking.
A lot of chili. Yeah, I got to be thinking a lot of those fires are started from chili. You go into a small fire and you got a little gas, it ends up being a 2 or 3 alarm fire.
But we're gonna find our we're gonna find our ladies some good fireman picks then.
We are
with this message, with this DM. But it's yeah, because I can assure you the weight room in the firehouse is not used as much as the kitchen.
That's right. Lots of big pots. Lots of
big
but we're
fireman picks, for God's sakes. Oh, but yeah, no, we had Tulsi got confirmed, RFK got confirmed. We only got one more, buddy, the biggie. I mean, there's more to come, and I believe we're on record now. I think 14 cabinet picks confirmed, which is a faster pace.
Not bad.
Definitely a faster pace than the first time. But we got one more biggie, buddy, and that's Kash Patel.
That's Cash. We talk about Johnny.
Oh yeah, and they had some good. Where's some? It was a good last part. He's cleared through to go to a vote. He cleared through to go to a vote. So, but this was
that could be tomorrow.
Well, they got their 30 hours, and the Dems will try to delay everything as much as they can. But
somebody needs to make an access card to the Department of Health for Kennedy to be able to get in the building in the morning. Ooh.
But this is what I'm waiting for. This is why Cash definitely has to get confirmed, buddy.
I want to talk to you about the Epstein case. I have worked on this for years, trying to get those records of who flew on Epstein's plane and who helped him build this international human trafficking, sex trafficking ring. Now, earlier, I urged then Chairman Durbin to subpoena those records, and I ended up being blocked by Senator Durbin and Christopher Wray. They stonewalled on this, and I know that breaking up these trafficking rings is important to President Trump. So will you work with me on this issue so we know who worked with Jeffrey Epstein in building these sex trafficking rings?
Absolutely, Senator. Child sex trafficking has no place in the United States of America, and I will do everything, if confirmed as FBI director, to make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened in the past.
I want to talk to you about the Epstein.
Go, buddy.
Don't be thinking Hollywood supporters aren't calling their Democratic senators and congressmen. You better keep that. If you want any more donations, you better keep that list down on the down low. I bet there are so many nervous people, and they ought to be. You know what? They start all that Me Too bull crap, and when the Me Too comes back around to me, it's like, I agreed with it, but I didn't think it's going to come back around to me. Yeah. That's why it's called Me Too. That's right.
Yeah, you got tooed.
That's right. And the fact that anybody would block the protection, the absolute lack of children protection through border crossings, sex trafficking, and all that is absolute. And not to mention the letting them decide what they want to be at 8 years old or whatever. The absolute lack of protection for children in this country is just nothing short of evil. That's what it is. It's just evil. You're preying on the most innocent of anybody in the country, and they don't want to do anything about it. They really don't care.
Well, it's like the Department of Education. They're busy going about the business of Democrats,
right.
yelling,
they don't educate
screaming.
The Department of Education has not, other than giving out grant money, they've never. Those people are so out of touch with what the teachers have to do out here on the front line every day. They are so out of touch. That is nothing but just bureaucratic, just a bloated cat. That's all that is, just a bloated calf. Just pitiful.
Oh yeah, and I tell you, well, at least they're posting. I tell you, I love the transparency of Doge. It's like, hey, yeah. In fact, we could share that in case anybody hadn't gone looked. And make sure you go follow. It's like Department of Government Efficiency, 167. Today's contract update: 167 cancellations with savings of approximately $115 million, including a $2.23 million contract for HHS for equity assessments of existing program policies.
What the hell does that mean?
And I assume it means they spent $2.2 million assessing how equitable their existing programs were.
that is absolutely. It's almost like, remember the high-speed rail thing? They spent billions on this high-speed rail project out of California, and they might have completed 2 or 3 miles. It's like, they love to study. They love to study. Studying these projects that they study are nothing more than just quick money payouts for people, and they never follow up on that stuff, and nothing ever gets completed.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And let's see, 5 hours ago, they updated Department of Education terminated grants to the 4 equity assistance centers, totaling $33 million.
They just giving away money to the school, to the city schools.
One provided professional learning around critical race theory and racial literacy. The video below. Oh, well, let's watch the video.
Recognized, particularly by people who identify. Today's virtual roundtable is entitled Identifying and Disrupting Your Whiteness, a workshop addressing power and privilege toward anti-racist spaces. The term whiteness refers to race privilege, a way of seeing the world and a set of cultural practices that are usually unmarked and unnamed. Whiteness is often unrecognized, particularly by people who identify as white, but pervasive in American society and a barrier to inclusion and equity. This Equilearn virtual roundtable, facilitated by Equity Fellow Dr. Sharon Rad, offers a space to examine one's personal, local, and immediate connections to whiteness and privilege, and consider how to identify and disrupt rather than perpetuate them. Today's virtual roundtable.
Oh, how do you like that? That was a good $25 million.
I'm dumber for listening to that. I feel and here. I don't know where the privilege. I didn't feel like I was privileged working third shift for years. I don't know how much privilege that was. I didn't see anybody jumping in front of me to take my privilege away. No, there wasn't any problem there. I didn't have anybody interested in taking away my third shift privileges or working holidays or working through my off days. I don't remember that feeling very privileged. That is just nothing but just trying to get guilt. That's just fanning the flames, just guilt. It's all that is. Trying to make people feel bad. It's like, I tell you, everything we have, we work for it. I don't make any apologies for it. And if you want some of that privilege, sign up and go out there and work. That's how you're going to get some of that privilege. That's such bull crap.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's just,
it's insulting to anybody's intelligence as well.
And you know, the cabinet's working together, which is great, and that's what we need.
Probably first time ever. Yeah.
What was like, and Lee Zeldin just, he just canceled a $50 million Biden era environmental justice grant to the Climate Justice Alliance, which believes, quote, climate justice travels through a free Palestine.
That's really what they're worried about right now. They're laying
that's
in
exactly
rubble. That's
how
what they're worried about.
All of the organizations are intertwined, and that's
I'm gonna stand at the pile of a rubble. My family's been wiped out by a missile, and I'm gonna stand at the top of the rubble and like, wow, we really ought to check into climate change. I'm not worried about. I don't know where my next meal's coming from. Why? I don't even have a place to sleep. You think I'm worried about climate change? That is asinine.
Yeah. And like the EPA canceling 3 DEI contracts for $45 million. If you're not pissed as an American taxpayer, again, I'll say like I said last show, take your TDS little brain and connect it to your fucking little fat little fingers and unfollow me, because that's like, if you are not pissed as an American taxpayer looking at all of this shit, while eggs are $20 a dozen,
right?
You know,
right?
It's like,
I mean, and here's the thing: you and I both are probably we're going to be privileged enough this year to both pay. We're going to end up paying taxes this year again, and they're not probably going to be tiny tax bills. So I'd like to know where some of that privilege is when I do my TurboTaxes. I don't feel very privileged.
Right?
It is. Or is it? Can we just look? Can we just go back to 1984 and just stay there? Oh my God. Can we just go back to 84 and just stay? The music was good. The movies were churning out. You would go to the movie theater 2 or 3 times a week just to keep up with great movies that were coming out. And now, right by the theater, there might be 4 good ones in there, and there could be 16, but there's only about 4 good ones. And now they're just starting to rerun old movies because they don't have, like that. If I can stream at home and watch a movie, and I know nobody's hooping and hollering and shouting and their phone ringing, I'm going to stay home and watch a movie. I just have no desire to go to the theater anymore.
Well, yeah. But I mean, the things that come out of what they're revealing is just so. I mean, I've never, and like I said, if you're not pissed as an American taxpayer,
I know you're outraged that at the people that are finding it. How about being outraged at the people that were wasting it?
I mean, that's how are you mad? Really, the Democrats are literally going about the business of defending the rapist against rape, right? It's like, oh my God, I don't even know what to make of it. You know,
I don't know, because I never thought that we would be arguing over common sense, people. This is common sense. This is a waste of your tax money. And they're actually hurt by that. That just shows you that this country needs a giant enema, and it's starting to flow now. The giant enema clean out all this stuff. Ridiculous.
Well, you know, one of the people that posted on I guess it was TikTok. Yeah, it was TikTok. I mean, it talks exactly to that. It's like, I don't know, man. It's really killing me, you know?
Oh, really? Y'all talk about taking what to the streets? I hear you Democrat politicians talking about taking something to the street. We got to use violence. Oh, yeah? Y'all want this smoke? Well, come on out to the street, because there's a whole bunch of angry taxpayers, baby. And I don't think you got enough bodyguards for us, honey. So you watch what you say. And now y'all want to sing civil rights songs? What side are you on? What side are you on? Really? We ain't on your damn side. We on God's side. Because y'all the devil. Y'all the devil. And how dare y'all talk about violence? The party of love and happiness. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Bring it to the streets. Come on, I dare you. Bring it to the streets. Let's see what happens when you bring it to the streets. Hell out of here. Y'all look like a bunch of damn fools. Shut your ass up.
Yeah, I kind of I agree with 100%.
that is a great American woman right there.
Yeah,
my gosh.
I mean, it's like, what do you know? The Democrats are just like, and I'll tell you what, New York is just like. Did you see the interview? Bill O'Reilly's old and crusty, boy, but he was on.
Is he not looking bad?
Well, he was on Cuomo's show. Did you hear what he about New York?
Oh no, you got it?
Well, yeah, oh yeah, he was on Cuomo and he was talking about, because Trump just made a deal with Eric Adams to pardon him or whatever, shut down those investigations on him. But but Bill O'Reilly had an interesting take on it,
Trump wants to get Letitia James and Alvin Bragg. That's what this story is all about. Nothing else there. He went after Illinois because he wants to get Pritzker. Hates him. And the way to do that is to deny the states of Illinois and New York the federal grant money. The New York Post reports today
that
$8 billion is going to get held up by the Justice Department that would have flowed into New York State, which is running an astronomical deficit here. Okay? So the easiest way to do this is to file civil suits against the governor and the attorney general. Then the question was, why is the mayor of New York left out? Because he doesn't matter. He doesn't matter. Trump wants to get Letitia James. Hochul is just an ornament. Doesn't have any bad feeling toward Hochul, Trump. But Adams, the deal that was made, I don't know what Adams is giving Trump. I have to tell the audience up front. I don't know, and I don't use anonymous sources, but I got call after call after call that said, and all of these people have agendas who are calling me. They all have agendas, all right? And they're saying that Adams knows where the bodies are buried with James and Bragg. Just throwing it out for your consumption. I'm not reporting it to be true, but it kind of makes sense, right?
Well, it's kind of weird that, like, you can say he has no power, but he's in charge of the city. And when they went after Pritzker in Illinois, they named Chicago and they went after the mayor. Yeah, I'm just saying, if you're going after the city of Chicago, you name the mayor.
No, Johnson and Adams have no power whatsoever. None. They do what they're told to do. The real power lies in the state legislature. Now, in both Illinois and New York, the state legislature gives the big middle finger to Homeland Security. Because blank you, maybe Anderson Cooper could articulate it a little more than I am by using some vernacular, but that's what's happening. And the Trump administration knows that these mayors, this is like the utility infielder on the New York Yankees who plays maybe 3 innings a week. These guys have no power. They do what they're told to do. The big power is Newsom in California. Newsom's next. Hey, Gavin, they're coming for you.
Oh, Gavin.
Pritzker's going to get destroyed.
They're coming for Gavin. I can guarantee you they're coming for Gavin.
Man.
You heard it first here on After Hours Live. They're coming for Gavin.
Oh, my God. He's got such an old man voice now. Oh, my gosh. I guess I haven't seen him in a while. I guess he's been off the air for what now? Probably a dozen years. But Bill O'Reilly, man, that old man voice. He's really, I guess I hadn't seen him in so long. That just really kind of takes you back. Wow.
Well, he stays all over on Glenn Beck and everything. So
yeah, I was thinking the other day. I used to love listening to Beck in the morning, and I just don't even think about it anymore. And it got so. It's not that I disagree with him. It just got so like, oh, heavy. Heavy and like, oh, the sky's falling. Oh, there's coming to the end. And I like what he does, and I think he's a smart guy, but he's just like day in and day out. When I first started listening to him, probably 20 years ago, Beck was funny. I mean, he really was funny. He would do funny stuff on it. And then it got to be just so heavy. And finally, it's just like, damn, I got to find a morning show that's funny. I'm depressed. Like, I'm starting my day off depressed.
That's right. That's right. Dang it. Oh, my God. Well, I'll tell you what. And America, we're moving forward. I feel like it. Like I said, I
think so.
I feel like weights lifted off. But
in the you can't get caught up in the rhetoric. The rhetoric don't let the rhetoric set you back. It's going in the right direction.
Well, and I tell you, I have a ton of friends on X from the UK, and they're going through a lot of the same stuff. So, I tell you what, we'll close out with this special message from Douglas Murray, because man, I love Douglas Murray, and if you haven't had a chance to see him, he's so we can close the show with this special message.
Let's do it.
That's applicable to everybody.
I'm Douglas Murray. This is Direct Address. A poll out this week found that just 41% of young British people felt proud to be British. Just 41% of people in the 18 to 27 age bracket. This has caused quite a lot of comment and some concern, not least because 20 years ago, when the same question was asked, the results were very different. In 2004, when young Britons were asked whether or not they felt proud to be British, fully 80% of young Britons polled said that yes, they felt proud to be British. The same results can be found in basically every Western European country. Central and Eastern Europe is a rather different matter. But in every Western European country, it's a pretty similar result. It's a pretty similar result in Canada, and you find really pretty similar results in the United States of America as well. A recent poll in the US asked people whether or not they felt extremely proud to be American. And among young Americans, 18%, just 18% said that they were extremely proud to be an American. And that's different from every other age group. For instance, among people over the age of 55, around 50% of people said that they were extremely proud to be American. It's not surprising, first of all, that there are some consequences from all of this. Another poll recently found that just 11% of young Britons, 11%, would be willing to fight for their country. And that again caused a lot of alarm when it came out. People said, how can only 11% of young people be willing to fight for their country? I would have said it's pretty obvious. If you've been told all your life that your country is rotten, absolutely everything about it is terrible, no redeeming features at all, that it's all racist, based in slavery and colonialism and so on, why on earth would you fight for it? Why would you risk laying down your life for a country that's rotten? And so this stuff actually has very, very significant effects. Now, many people are saying at the moment, how did this happen? Why did it happen? And there's a very straightforward answer to that. It's been taught. It's been taught. That's it. Over 20 years, in Britain, as in America, Canada, Western Europe, and other democracies, young people have been taught that their countries are rotten. In America, we've just gone through a period of more than 10 years where young Americans were told that even the most basic things that would have been taught to them a generation ago have to be reframed. Remember the 1619 Project, done by a set of pseudo-historians with the backing of the New York Times? They even changed the birth date of America to 1619. And they did all of these picture books for kindergarteners and school textbooks, which said the same thing. even dramatizations of this turgid and untrue work. All of it saying, actually, American history starts from the moment that the first slaves were brought across the Atlantic into North America. So the idea was, America's just racist. Britain, of course, is not just racist, but colonialist. And, of course, everyone's just a slaver in our past. A poll 3 years ago found that almost half of young British people agreed with the phrase that the UK was founded on racism. If I chortle a bit about that, it's because it's so utterly laughable. Anyone who knows anything about British history knows that it is based on an awful lot of things, and racism has next to nothing to do with it. What is racist about the Magna Carta? Does anyone know? No, there's nothing in it that's racist. It's one of the founding documents of Britain, but no, that's also meant to be racist. Everything is meant to have been looked at in this light. And if you go to almost any cultural institution, not to mention educational institution in the UK, you will find this message beaten into you all the time. Go to the British Museum and go to the bookshop and you'll see that everything is about the evil of the British Museum, the evil of the British past. Go to the Tate Britain and you'll find the same thing. Everything in the British past is just bad. Now, this is part of what the French writer Renaud Camus has called the Great Deculturization, or the Great Deculturation. What he meant by that is that to really demoralize a people, to really demoralize a country, you have to strip their culture away from them. You have to take it away from them. You have to say there's nothing good in it, nothing that they should or could feel pride in. And that's been done not just to every aspect of history, but to every hero in our history. America is hopefully at the moment coming out of this phase to a great degree. It's just slightly moving out of that phase where everyone has to believe that all the founding fathers were wicked, Abraham Lincoln was no good, and there's just nothing really to be feel pride in America. There's been a great revolt against that actually in the US by people who sensed correctly that this was not a fair or reasonable interpretation of America's great past. But the same thing has been done in the UK, and with the same results, and not yet with the pushback that it should get. A poll recently found that 38% of young British people believed that Winston Churchill's statue in Parliament Square should be removed. Again, that's not too surprising, because the narrative pushed on that generation for many years now has been that Winston Churchill was a wrong-un. There are various stupid versions of this. One's like, he drank too much, no bad thing, I think, but there are also versions of it that say he had some Victorian attitudes. Well, yes, of course he did, because Winston Churchill was born in Victorian England, so sort of inevitable he'd have some Victorian attitudes. On the plus side of the equation, and you'd have thought that this would count for something, despite the critiques of the right and left at the moment, he also managed to save his country and indeed the civilized world from Nazi fascism, which you would have thought should count for something. And here's the thing, it does. It does count for something. And we have to, if we're going to turn this narrative around, reclaim not just our past, not just to reculture ourselves, but to also reclaim the figures from our history who have been taken from us systematically for a generation now. There are some people who say that this is hopeless, but I don't actually think it is, and I'll just quickly say why. All of this deculturation, all of this robbing of our past from us has been done very successfully in the course of just 20 years. And it's a very unnatural process. Most people anywhere in the world want to be able to have the right, and should have the right, to feel proud about their country, their past, their civilization, their culture. It's a rather unnatural thing, actually, to be taught to hate yourself. And what's more, to be taught to hate yourself by people who seem to adore themselves. But if that was all managed in 20 years, then it means we only need 20 years, or preferably a lot less, to take our own story back. To say, actually, we have been a force for good in the world, a great force for good in the world, greater than most countries, that's for sure. That's a natural attitude. And it also happens, in the case of Britain, as in America, to be one that is correct and accurate. So I would suggest that after this period of stripping away, this demoralizing period that has been taught to a generation, we start to turn it around and reclaim what's ours.
I don't think we can add anything else, buddy.
No, that's incredibly accurate. Incredibly accurate. We'll touch on it when we come back on some a little bit too.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us again. Another After Hours Live on Rumble, YouTube, and of course the great free state of X too. So
absolutely.
Give us a follow. But ladies and gentlemen, come on, let's Super Steve out of here, buddy. Good 2-hour show, informing the public like we're supposed to, buddy.